Two, one. Hello, good evening, and welcome to my Strade Bianche preview. I am delighted to say I am joined by Matej Mohoric of
Hi,
UAE. Matej, how are you?
good, thank you.
Looking forward to a good race on Saturday.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Your first time at Strade Bianche?
Yeah, first Strade Bianche. I've never done it before.
It's going to be fun then. So far this season already, you have started well. You finished fourth on one of the stages in Provence. Are you happy with your season so far?
Yeah, I was happy with my season. I was pretty good in Dubai, then did a good Trofeo Laigueglia, and also the last race in France was pretty okay, even though I feel I could have done more in the last stage, but it all came down to circumstances. I got the most I could out of it, and it was okay anyways.
You're still only 22. It feels like you have been in the World Tour for a long time. This is your fourth year season in World Tour. Are you starting to feel stronger, more experienced?
Yeah, of course. I'm older now, more experienced, and not only physically but also like tactically and mentally. You're beginning to relax a little bit. You know the procedures. You know how to move, how to make your way around the group. Also, you like organize your life a little bit. It's easier to know how to train, how to eat properly, and all those things. So I'm getting used to the life, and now I'm starting to really enjoy the racing.
Last season, you did the Giro. It was your first Grand Tour. Uh, do you start to notice differences in your body and your stamina because of this?
Yeah, I think it gives you a little bit of extra edge, the Grand Tour. After the 3 weeks of racing, obviously your body adapts a little bit. You are tired afterwards, but I think in the next season, people say it really makes a difference. And also me, I feel it that maybe I have a little bit extra from that effort that I did last year. So that's always good.
You finished the season well. You won a stage in the Tour of Hainan, third overall on GC. Was it nice to get that first pro victory?
Yeah, it was not so much the Ainan. The competition there was not super sharp, but it was more like the late races in September in Canada, and even before in the classics I did in France, like Plouay. Those races really gave me the confidence that I was becoming a stronger rider, and I could perform at the highest level. So I was pretty excited into going to this season and showing my work.
The team has changed ownership. Lampre Merida now over to UAE. Emirates it's now. The team has started well already with wins. Can you feel confidence in the team?
Yeah, I feel confident. It's a good team. I've always felt well in it. The core of the team has not changed. So the staff and the riders are mostly the same as they were last year in Lampre. But the sponsor is different. They've got a great project going on in Abu Dhabi and in UAE. And I think it's a really good one. And the atmosphere in the team has been great so far. The guys have been strong. So we performed well in the races with it. Also, Rui was amazing with his performance in Abu Dhabi Tour, which was really a really important race for us. And I hope it continues like this and that we make a great season this year.
In Strade Bianche, do you know what your team role will be?
Yeah, I will probably be the protected guy with Marcato. We will see how the day goes and how I feel on Saturday. But I hope to be able to stay with the best in the final and maybe get a nice top 20 or so.
As I said, you've never raced here before. You have a very good record in Italy. Obviously, you won many races here before. Have you watched the races on TV? Do you know what you're going to get?
Yeah, that was one of my favorite races to watch on TV. I think it's really exciting. I'm also pretty I train on a mountain bike a lot, so I like the gravel roads and I feel at home on them. So I'm really, really looking forward to that race, and I hope I'm gonna enjoy it as much as I enjoyed watching it. And hopefully I can perform well, and we'll see how it goes on Saturday.
Where do you think the crucial points are along the route?
I don't know. Probably in the final. It depends. I think it depends a lot on the racing, on the how the big guys act, where they attack. Also on the breakaway, so because we saw in the last year, it came pretty far. The all day breakaway. We'll see where we catch those guys if we catch them, and we'll see how the race goes. I guess.
Weather forecast just now says there might be rain. Is that something you're happy with, or would you rather it was dry?
No, I would rather see it was rain, but we'll see. Also, if it's going to be dry, I'm not going to complain. But really, I don't mind the rain, and I think it's better for me. It's a circumstance that I've always done. I've always been good in the rain, so I'm kind of looking forward to it if it's really going to rain. So
Now, we've identified some riders and we've given stars to them. So we'll just talk through some of them just now. At 1 star, you have Tim Wellens, Alexander Giniez, and Primoz Roglic. Talk to me about Roglic. You're obviously a fellow Slovenian, going very well just now.
yeah, he's going very well. We still have to know him as a rider. He was really strong in the climbs when he started his career as a rider, and then when he turned professional, he was pretty good in the TTs, and now he's still he's going really well, and I think he's maybe a guy that would be able to do well in this race also because he's not scared of anything, and he's pretty crazy in the descents and stuff. So probably the gravel routes will suit him, and he won't mind riding on them, even if it's wet or rainy, especially in those conditions. So I think he can perform well.
Giniez, you raced against in Provence. Was he going well?
Yeah, he was going really well in Provence, also in Laiguelia before. So I think he's going to be. I know he's strong, so I think he's going to be good in this race.
And Tim Wellens.
Yeah, Tim is always good in those kind of races, especially if the conditions are tough, especially if it's raining, if it's cold, and if it's epic. He's always good.
For 1 star, I've gone for different riders from you. I've got Diego Rosa of Team Sky. Very, very strong just now. Good performance in Andalusia. Thibaut Pinot is a very interesting rider to have on the start list here. His first time. It is one of those races where puncheurs and climbers can both do well. And I have somebody who you will mention later. I have Tige Benoot, who is obviously a very talented rider and extremely strong. You have him in 2 stars, along with Jasper Stuyven and Sepp van Mark. Benoot is one of those very impressive riders, isn't he?
Yeah, I've raced him in juniors. I remember him from some races. He has developed much quicker than I did, and I'm really happy for him. He's a great guy, and I hope he does well also in this race. He's shown his value already in the professional ranks, so I think he will be up there with the best.
Is it funny to see somebody who you grew up with racing against? Is it kind of nice to see them do well, the same as yourself?
No, I'm happy for them. It's different how every person reacts to the stress of being a professional. It's not just the training, it's not just the nutrition, it's also the stress of life, always traveling, always staying in the hotels, having probably 50 flights a year, going here, going there, going to the training camps, coming back home, not stay with the family for a long, long time. So it's all a stress, and you have to make peace with it and make peace within yourself. And then I think when you're super relaxed and relieved, I think you can start to think about the training and nutrition and all the other stuff, and you can perform also in the races. So I feel it happens sooner for some guys and later for other guys, but sooner rather than later, if you work properly and if you do everything right, it should happen. No, the results should come, and I'm pretty confident that the time will come for me as well.
You also have another two Belgians in that two-star list, very strong riders, Stuyven and Van Mark. What do you think we'll get from these riders on Saturday?
Yeah, they are both big, strong, classic guys. So I think the course will suit them, especially if it rains, if it's a tough day. It might be a little bit too hilly, too many climbs and stuff. But it really depends on how fast we go and how hard the teams that are controlling the race make it. So we'll see. Fabian did really good in these races before, and he's a classics guy. So I think those two guys can do well as well.
My two-star riders, I've got Roglic, who you've already mentioned, who won Volta Algarve, already in fantastic form this season. Tim Vellens, who you've also mentioned, he already has 3 wins in 2017, which is crazy to be so strong so soon. And I've gone for the former winner Zdeněk Štýbar, cyclocross champion, loves this type of route and surely will be up there fighting for the win. For 3 stars, we have the exact same riders. We have Sagan, Van Avermaet, and Fellini. Talk me through one of those picks.
Yeah, it's not too hard to guess. I mean, Sagan is probably the most amazing guy cycling has. He's such a great talent. I also train with him often when we're here in Monaco, and he's super nice guy. Always a pleasure to be with, and I think he's gonna be probably up there to fight for the win. And also the other 2 guys, Fellini and Van Avermaet, just like probably the strongest 3 guys in the race. Fellini showed this year in the early races he did that he's going super well, and I think his characteristics are perfect for this race, so he's probably going to be also fighting for the win.
Yeah, you obviously raced against him in Luegua, where he was very strong, sprinted up the climb and didn't come back. He followed that up in Andalucia, riding for Contador, and 4th in Umloop at the weekend was very impressive. Sagan and Van Avermaet, you've already mentioned, 2 of the best riders we're probably ever likely to see in the sport of cycling. It will be fascinating to see what Sagan does in this race, because he has lost out on the final climb in 2 seasons. He was dropped by Cancellara and Kwiatkowski before. So I hope to see Sagan try something different, maybe go attack from distance, which he often does. In terms of the route, we have sectors 8, 9, 10 and 11, which are usually the most important ones. The winning move can go anywhere in the last kind of 40, 50k. If you had to pick a winner, who would you pick?
Obviously, Sagan.
Okay, that frees me up then. I will go Italian and I will go Fellini for a surprise victory, I would say. But I think with so many strong riders, I think we're in for a very good race. And for yourself, you mentioned top 20 would be a good performance.
Yeah, top 20 would be really good. Top 10 would be a dream. So I hope to do good.
And after Strade, what races do you have coming up?
I stay there in Tuscany for Tirreno, and then I come back home to Monaco, do Milan-San Remo, and after I'm going to Basque Country and do the Ardennes Classics, and then the Giro.
So some fantastic races coming up for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Matej.
Hope for the best.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming on tonight. We hope you have a good race on Saturday, and
Yes, thank you.
best of luck.
Okay, thank you.